So, must Christians always submit to civil governments? It's a touchy subject for a lot of us, but the Bible is very clear. Let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God. Consequently, whoever rebels against the authority is rebelling against what God has instituted, and those who do so will bring judgment on themselves. It is the duty of God's people to submit to governing authorities, to obey their lawful commands, to pay taxes to them, honor them, and to pray for them. Yeah, God's pretty all in on this one. But we all know that with alarming frequency, governments can go very, very wrong. So what do we do when they enact evil laws and punish good? What is our duty then? Well, Christian tradition maintains that any human law that directly opposes God's moral law is not a true law. In Nazi Germany, many Christians would actively hide Jews from the authorities, even though they were required by law to turn them in. They would not abide the torture and execution of those made in God's image, no matter what their government demanded. But that is not permission to just disobey any law we disagree with. Jesus himself taught that sometimes we may need to suffer under unfair and even unjust laws for the sake of righteousness. In 1 Peter, we're instructed to suffer patiently under authority, following Christ's example, submitting to just and unjust authority alike, honoring everyone. If it is possible to obey both God and human law, we must do so for the sake of the gospel and to serve one another. But wherever worldly law forces us to act against God's commands, we are obligated to resist those laws. On numerous occasions, the apostles Peter and Paul were arrested and thrown into prison for breaking the law. But they weren't about to compromise their God-given mission just because some authorities in their day said so. But such acts of rebellion should never be made lightly. They should always be a last resort. There is no one-size-fits-all answer to the question of submission, and acting rightly demands a great deal of wisdom and discernment. So, let us live as peacemakers under authority, constantly in prayer, never acting with selfish intent, but with the hearts of servants, bearing witness to Christ's kingdom as Christ modeled for us.